Hey, I was dreaming when I wrote this. So, excuse me if it goes astray. But when I woke up this morning, I could have sworn it was Judgment Day. But no, we are going to party like it's 1999 because what is the number one job of the Federal Reserve? What's the number one job of the Federal Reserve class? Class Bueller? Bueller? The number one job of the Federal Reserve is to protect. This is not a partisan comment. It's to protect whoever is the incumbent in the White House, not a partisan comment. So what's going to happen between now and November 6th is going to be like don't you want to go? It's 1999. We're going to party. It is going to be a party. And so they are going to cut rates. They are done raising rates. And yeah, excuse me if I go too fast. It's going to be a party like it's 1999 until November 6th. So on the short term, as real estate agents and brokers, this is great news. We are going to steal a cop car. We are going to get married at a Las Vegas wedding chapel. We are going to lose a tooth. We are going to lose a tooth. That was not the picture I wanted to show you. Here it is here. We are going to lose a tooth, right? With that's what it's going to be like until November 6th. That's what it's going to be like until November 6th. Jack, what is November 6th? November 6th is the day after the election. The day after the election. That is what November 6th is. So this is great news for all of us, at least in the next 11 months, because interest rates are going to go down. Jack was wrong. Interest rates are going to go down, at least for now. And we will see if that's going to be countered by our insane borrowing at the federal level. But at some point, we are going to wake up and we're going to be like this guy, right? I mean, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. But for now, the Fed has made sure that that's not going to happen in the near term. You heard the news yesterday. Powell and the dot plot indicates that they're thinking about cutting rates up to 3 times next year. So as a result, the market responded like you've never seen before. Let's take a look at the 10-year right now. Hold on, snap that there. There's the 10-year. Below 4. Party like it's 1999. I mean, this on the short term. This is going to be really good for buyers and for sellers, for that matter, as well. Because as rates come down, people can then bid up because the price of the money is going to be cheaper. People can now use that extra leeway to put it into the price of the house. So prices will probably go up. Commissions will go up from there. Buyers will get houses. And sellers won't feel as much pain when they go and get a mortgage, which will now be the current 30-year fixed mortgage is 6.82%. You can see how wrong Jack was because that's a way, way different picture than it was on October 18th when it was 8.03% or whatever it was on October 18th, 19th October. But how long ago was that? That was almost 2 months ago. So in 7 weeks or so, it has fallen 1.2%. We are going to see that ripple through the sales that we have, and that will show up in the sales data eventually in the next month or two or whatever, assuming that, you buy a house today and or you make an offer today and it takes 6-7 weeks to close. This is phenomenal news on the short term for the entire real estate agents industry, because what lower mortgage rates have meant for us up until recently, have fueled massive increase in the price of the asset class and transactions out the wazoo up until recently. Since they basically cut rates to zero back after the great financial crisis. So the party is back on. I remember actually New Year's Eve, 1999. It was a lot of fun. We had champagne on the roof of the building, popping champagne corks over the street. Great times. And it's back. Get your group. Party on, Garth. Party on. And so this is great news on the short term. But if you're an American, it probably also means that inflation is not dead. That effectively yesterday's decision was a decision from the Fed to not to declare that they made the mission accomplished, but basically that they gave up on the mission. That was yesterday's announcement. We surrender. No more. We're not we cannot win this fight. So inflation core CPI is still at 4%, and they're making the argument, well, we have a lot of lag. And we're still going to make more progress. Not when you announce that you're not going to make more progress, because the market moves in an anticipatory manner. So, no, we're not going to make a lot more. We're never going to get to 2%. All right. So they basically just announced that they're giving up. And it wasn't a declaration of victory. It was a declaration of defeat on inflation, which means that inflation will come back. Sorry, it's never really gone. I mean, it's still at 4%, still double what the Fed policy statement says they want. I thought there'd be more like a quiet quit on inflation, that the Fed would just kind of continue to say good things, but really not try to get it to 2%. But now it's not a quiet quit. It's like, they're burning the place down quit, right? That's exactly what happened yesterday. Huge pivot point in the marketplace. Again, on the short term, if you're an agent or a broker, buyer or seller, you'd be like, yeah, let's party on. But I'm just telling you, again, not a financial advisor, too smart to be a lawyer. On the longer term or medium term, it's probably not good for America. But it's always easier to sell financial recklessness than it is to sell financial responsibility, right? Financial responsibility is an incredibly difficult sale. So party on. I mean, look at these numbers throughout the media here. Goldman Sachs chief economist thinks housing affordability is so strange that existing home sales will remain suppressed through 2026. This is a story from the day before. This is from the 12th. Well, he might want to change his mind about that. I did cover that story the other day, and I think he might be changing his mind about this now because of everything that Powell said yesterday. Over at Resi Club, again, my favorite new real estate website. Mortgage rates dip as markets react to Fed's anticipated rate cuts in 2024, which now become into view and clearly a topic of discussion. It's going to be a party like 1999, but it will end. And we all know how it ends, right? We all know how it ends, and it doesn't end pretty. So that is the story for now. Tell your clients that you couldn't be happier, that the 10-year is under 4%. Cash those checks, make those deals, go out there and build your brand. There's money to be made in the short term. But if I was you, I'd be seeking some qualified financial advice, which this is not, and making sure that whatever you make in the spring market, you somehow save in some place where it won't be quickly devalued. because, as Powell said, bringing down inflation has been different this time, according to Jerome Powell. It's different. Oh, okay. It's different. Let's see what the big board says. Take a look quick here. Everything is green except for the 10-year. Even oil is up, which is interesting. When you have basically the green light here, I think you're going to see commodities rise. Gold's going to go up, oil's going to go up, and probably the dollar fall. And the market itself, green across the board. The only thing is red is the 10-year, which means mortgage rates go down. There can be nobody that is happier about this in the real estate business than Redfin. As you've been hearing me say for the last several months, Gary Kelman, it's Kelman, right, has been extremely concerned about the real estate recession. And again, about real estate recession, I mean the dearth of transactions. We are now well below the $4 million transaction on an annualized basis. Because his business is a discount brokerage and they depend upon a large volume to make ends meet. And as he said many times, Kelman said, it can't get much worse. Can't get much. That's a Beatles song. Right? I hope I don't get demonetized or a copyright strike because of all these references. So I was reading in the Mike Del Prete website. Mike Del Prete, you might want to bookmark him. I don't think I've ever mentioned him in my show before, but I should have. Because he did a story on December 12th, which he now might also want to revise, because nobody could be happier about the Fed announcement yesterday than Redfin themselves. Redfin, high debt, low cash, and unprofitable, December 12th. This is going to possibly turn things around for Redfin. Redfin's latest results reveal a worrying financial trend and raise questions about the sustainability and viability of its business model. Why it matters. A lot of debt, dwindling cash, and an unprofitable core business. Ooh, you don't want an unprofitable core business. What is another unprofitable core business that we talked about recently on this channel? Macy's. Macy's is an unprofitable core business. Getting back to the article, are a challenging collection of attributes for a business to deal with and may force a larger strategic change. Look at the cash to debt ratios that they are moving here, where the debt is in the pink. Yeah, that somehow looks like my family's budget occasionally, where your cash is going down and your debt is going up, right? We've all been there, or most of us have. If you want to be right, be honest, you've been there. That is not a good look for any company or household. The cash balance chart, not looking good. They're using all their cash. Their losses, lost $107 million this year. Last year lost $321 million. I don't see any profits on that chart. Lost by segment. Look at they're losing money in their core business, which is real estate. And their market share continues to decline. Bottom line, a receding tide reveals the current market is highlighting Redfin's various challenges. Strategically, it appears that Redfin is overstretched with limited resources and up against a well-funded competitors with cost advantages, something it cannot compete against. This is a galvanizing moment for the business. One way or other, something has to change. Mike Del Prete. They just got a second chance. Or their ninth chance or whatever chance it is because of the rate cuts. And talking about strategic changes at Redfin expands its commission-based model in Southern California. So as we covered earlier this year, Redfin is now basically trying to come up with the program. It's in a pilot. It was in LA and San Francisco, I think, where if you bring in the leads yourself, you get paid more, which is like, yeah, right? If you bring in the lead more, you get paid more. If you bring in the lead, which, of course, the one most important thing about our business is that we are a lead-based business. Whoever brings in the lead writes the ticket, right? They're the one in charge. You bring in the business, you make it rain, you're the one in charge. So up until recently, that had not been the plan at Redfin, but now it is. This almost reminds me of the analogy of the Saturn car company. Back in the early 1990s, Saturn said they were going to produce cars unlike anybody else, and they were going to sell them unlike anybody else. And they were going to sell them with just a menu of prices, and that was it, no bargaining. And then they found out that the American consumer didn't like that. They found out the American consumer did like to bargain, that the American consumer did want to feel that they got a good deal. Maybe they didn't actually get a good deal, but they wanted to feel like they got a good deal. Just like when my wife goes to Kohl's and said that, she spent $100, but she saved $80 in the coupons and the Kohl cash. No, honey, you didn't save $80. You spent $100. And yeah, so, but I felt like I got it. No, you didn't get a good deal. You still spent $100. You know what I mean? And the problem is that people want to feel that they got a good deal. And also, people want to get rewarded for their efforts. And not only is rule number one is our business is lead-based, but it's entrepreneurial-based. And the whole idea of Redfin is that they wanted to create an army of agents that were not entrepreneurs, that were order takers. And when you have a business that is just taking orders, that's okay when the total addressable market is huge. But when the total addressable market shrinks like it has this year, now under sub 4 million transactions, as we talked about, then it's not good enough to have order takers anymore. You have to have people that actually go out and get the business. And so what's happening here at Redfin is that they're expanding and renaming, who cares what they name it, their package, basically, their comp plan, where agents who bring in their own business outside of the Redfin sphere are now going to get up to 75% split on those deals, but also still remain a W-2 employee. A little over a month after debating its new commission-based payment model in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Redfin has extended the program to San Diego and Orange County, California. Screw you, the rest of you Redfin agents. If you're in Indianapolis, you don't get the same plan as they do in California, but tough luck. Too bad. That's just the way it is. By the way, I just want to bring this other article up very briefly from Mike Del Prete. I think I'm going to maybe talk about this in a different video, but agent migration and broker transformation continues. Just look at this chart. It's stunning. I love the charts on this website. Trailing 9-month agent count change. Whew. Keller Williams taking a beating. And look who's winning here in terms of a business model situation. In terms of a business model situation, the newer virtual office agencies are winning. EXP, Fathom, United, they're winning. EXP is definitely winning here, I think, in Massachusetts. And incumbent people like Remax, Anywhere, Keller Williams, they're losing a lot. And in the middle there is kind of Redfin and Compass. They're kind of neutral, or Redfin took a small loss, Compass took a small gain. But who's really winning are these virtual agencies, which are also have much lower overhead. And I remember I made this video about a real estate office in downtown Plymouth. It was it's now a Compass office, but at the time it was an independent office. And I was like, why are you spending, for those people that have capital, why are you spending so much money on a billboard? Because you could rent a billboard for a lot less. As you know, I have an office in downtown Plymouth, but it's on the 3rd floor, and it's a lot less expensive than a 1st floor office. Why? Because I put all my time and money into social media. Facebook is the front page, is Main Street for me, not a physical office that nobody's really going to go to. You know, a real estate office today is effectively a billboard. That's all it is. You might as well just buy a billboard. It's probably cheaper and more effective. So these agencies that I think EXP, at least for me, in my area, are the agencies that are growing, and the old incumbents, at least over the last 9 months, are hurting a lot. Keller Williams down 6,000 agents. Damn. That's a lot of agents to lose in 9 months. Anywhere down 2,000. Remax also down 2,000. The Real Brokerage, which is not a player in Massachusetts that I know of, is up 4,000. These are obviously nationwide numbers. EXP up, that's kind of hard to read the chart, 30 something, about 3,000 agents or so over 9 months. That's amazing. So my agency is much more of a virtual agency. You know, a lot of my agents I hardly ever see in person. But I think I have, you know, kind of an interesting niche in that I have a lot more direct broker support when they need me, but otherwise, you know, not hovering over them, you know, and if they don't need me, then for the most part, they don't hear from me. So that's the model we do. Everyone's different. I think the ability to provide that direct, immediate broker support is why agents stay with me as opposed to go to EXP. But, you know, I've lost agents to EXP, and I've hired agents from EXP because they know they can, when they need to get that question answered, they can get that question. You know, I'll answer my phone. All right. So anyways, interesting chart there about changes in the marketplace for sure. Anything else going here that I want to cover for you? I think that's about it. I am going to go get the champagne, and yeah, maybe we'll climb up on the roof of the house here, or maybe we'll go downtown and climb up the roof. I am on the 3rd floor. It's only a 3-floor building. I do know the way that we do have stairs to the roof, and maybe we'll just, you know, fire off champagne bottles and party like it's 1999 until November 6th, which is the day after the election, and it's going to be rough. All right. Until then, I'm Jack from Jack Gately Real Estate, the online real estate academy. You have a great day. Go make some money. Oh, wait, Bill has a comment. EXP has been actively expanding in New Hampshire. They recently purchased the Bean Group of Portsmouth. Well, there you go, Bill. Thank you so much for bringing that up. The Bean Group of Portsmouth. Don't know the Bean Group, but I hope they have a great day, as I hope you do as well, Bill. Go make some money. Have a great day. Bye-bye.